Hello there! So today we're going to be talking a little bit about, is it possible to learn a new language all by yourself? What do I mean with all by yourself? I mean without any external aids. For example, you can have teachers or you can have friends who actually speak this language that you want to learn, but I mean without them, just like studying by yourself, doing things by yourself. Is it possible? We're gonna discover that now. So let me tell you a little bit about my story with foreign languages. As you can see, English is not my native language. My native language is Spanish. But currently I can speak English because I have been speaking this language for a long time. I remember starting my contact with this language since when I was a kid. I had like, I don't know, maybe 10 years, and it was because I was playing a lot of video games, and back in the day it was not possible to get the translation of these games. Internet was not that popular those days, so I had to figure out how to play those games that were completely in English. So the way I did, I remember that I used to have a dictionary, these ones that comes in books, and yeah, I was looking for each one of the words and looking for the specific translations. So a lot of times I got into a lot of misunderstandings because when you translate word by word is not the best way to do it, so you're gonna get into a lot of confusions, and that actually happened to me. But later I was growing up and I started to see the English in a more friendly way. I was like a little bit wiser, and yeah, it was easier for me to understand what people say to me in English. So there was a point in which I was feeling kind of stuck because I knew a lot of vocabulary and I was able to speak, but I was just able to speak like very short things. It was not like something like I was speaking with a native and I was able to understand everything, and I was not able to express all my ideas. So I felt that I was stuck in that point. That's when I went to the university. Well, let me tell you a little bit more about that. I was starting to become an English teacher, so that's why I had a lot of subjects related to the English language and in this thing. I remember that for that point, as I told you, I was kind of good with the language, but I had some serious problems that was specifically with the pronunciation. As I said before, I learned mainly from video games and also from music. I remember that I loved to listen to rock bands, and I was listening all the time to the lyrics and I was trying to get the vocabulary and these things. But there was a problem that I always had, that was the pronunciation. Even when I knew a lot of words, I was not able to pronounce them correctly. It was terrible because I remember that in every class that I had at the university, I was speaking, but I made a lot of mistakes in the words. So it was terrible for me and I was feeling frustrated because I said like, oh my god, how can I do this? Later, I discovered a subject that was phonetics, and it absolutely changed my life because I started to see every word just the way that they should be said, more graphically. I don't know how to explain this, but I'm gonna try to show you with an image in here. So as you can see, it's a little bit more graphical, as I said. Yeah, you can read what you are going to say, and for us as Spanish speakers, it's way easier to do it like this. So when I started studying this, I became way better in the language because I was not only able to pronounce better, but I was also able to listen better, because when you know what is the correct pronunciation of words, you're gonna be expecting those sounds, coming from the other people. And that's the point when I took my English to the next level. And yeah, well, long story short, I have learned English for more than 10 years now, and yeah, I think I can do it. I can express myself and I can understand everything that people say to me in English. So I think I can relate, I can tell about this, and now I'm gonna try to do the same with a new language. This new language that I have decided to learn is Italian. So with my experience, I'm gonna try to give you and I'm gonna show you what are the tools that I'm going to use in order to complete this mission that I have set for myself, to learn Italian by myself. So the first step, the first thing that I'm gonna be doing is taking advantage of technology. Nowadays, there are plenty of applications that are, plenty of apps that are out there, which you can use to actually practice, to get more vocabulary, and to get some basic grammar rules. So, for example, the first one that comes to my mind is obviously Duolingo. No? We have this app, and I'm gonna be trying to use it to learn Italian. So that's gonna be the first step. Use advantage of technology. And well, as I told you, the problem when you are learning by yourself is that maybe you give a lot of importance to just one point, and you're going to forget about the other things, you know. For example, if I focus on reading, and getting vocabulary, maybe I'm going to forget about pronunciation or about listening. So I have to cover all these fields in order to get a proper learning, and to be a little bit more accurate with this learning process that I'm trying to do. So yeah, to cover the speaking and the listening part, I'm going to be listening a lot of music in Italian. Well, not actually a lot of music. I'm just going to pick three songs in Italian. But I'm going to be listening to them all the time, or well, not all the time, but at least, for example, 3 times or 4 times per day when I'm taking a shower, you know, when I'm doing the cleaning and some stuff like this. I'm gonna try to do that for my ear to get a little bit used to the pronunciation of the words and to get a little bit of vocabulary. So one advice that I can give you when you are trying to learn a song in another language that is not yours is to have full understanding of what the lyrics of the song says. For example, I remember that, well, let me give you a song that I learned. Yeah, once I was learning Without You by Eminem. So as you know, this song has a lot of words, the lyrics is full of words. So when you try to learn a song like this, you better know what you are trying to learn. So it is really important for you to get it clear. You have to, if it is necessary, you have to translate word by word and phrase by phrase and sentence by sentence, everything for you to know completely what the singer wants to say in these songs. There are a lot of options in YouTube. I know that they have very good translations nowadays of the songs, so I think it's not gonna be a problem. You can do that, you can check that, you can double check that until you fully know all the words in the song, and also you can identify everything that the singer or the composer wanted to say in that song. Yeah, that's important. Once you have done that, for example, if it is a fast song as Without Me by Eminem, you can start learning little pieces of the song. I recommend to learn songs like this, because with this you're gonna get fluency, you know. You're gonna speak a little bit more natural, and also you're gonna get vocabulary that is not that formal. So I recommend these rap songs. Rap, I think, is a very good way to learn a new language. I don't know if actually there is rap in Italian. There must be, but it's gonna sound a little bit weird. I'm gonna try to find a rap in Italian. Yeah, when you have done this, you start practicing. The key, they say that there is no magic key for getting what you want, but actually I think there is a magic key for everything, and you know, it's constancy, to be always practicing every day, keep trying, and then suddenly you're gonna see that one day you're just doing what you purpose to do, and it feels nice. So yeah, constancy is the only thing that you need to have if you want to do a thing like this. If you want to go if you want to learn a new language, or if you want to learn how to play an instrument, if you want to do whatever in your life, and I think that's basic, no? Everybody knows this. Constancy, a lot of constancy, and a lot of discipline too. They are the key facts. So yeah, you're repeating the song, you're listening to the song a lot of times until you are able to sing along with the singer. That's the point, and that's what I'm gonna try to do. Number 2, songs. Also, well, to cover the part of speaking, because yeah, there I am covering a little bit listening, and I'm also trying to cover a little bit of speaking. But other tool that I'm going to use for covering these things is gonna be Google Assistant. The Google Assistant is such an amazing thing, because it allows you to speak with a machine that actually listens to you and actually understand what you say and answers you. So it's amazing. I remember that back in the days when I was at the university, I was just practicing with the Google Assistant. I was like telling it, okay, Google, tell me a joke. And Google was telling me jokes, was telling me about the weather, was telling me the news. And yeah, that's a very good way to use it. Also, to change the phone into the language that you want to learn is basic. If I want to learn Russian, I don't know, Italian, my phone needs to be in that language. So I'm gonna be learning and I'm gonna be practicing every day, and I'm gonna be forced to do it. It's an amazing advice to do this. I don't really think you have to set timers for learning. For example, when I learned English, I never said in my life like, hey, I'm going to study 1 hour of English today. No, I never did that. But it was because I was listening to music all the time. Yeah, it was not something that I was doing like I'm going to study, but not, it was like because I like the music, so I was doing it. Also because I loved those video games and I wanted to play them, so I was playing those video games. That's why I'm doing this now. So yeah, you don't actually have to set a timer if you are finding something that is interesting for you or that is cool. If you like to do some things, if you like watching series in you can start watching those series in another language in order to learn some things from it. Yeah, so far I have told you that I'm going to download music in Italian. I'm going to I'm going to use an app to learn Italian, that in this case is Duolingo, not because any special reason, just because Duolingo is the one that I know the most. And yeah, but I know that there are a lot of other apps that are very good, so you can try them if you know them. If you want to give me a recommendation about those apps, you can do it in the comments. I'm gonna be glad to read about them, so please do it. Also, I'm gonna be using the Google Assistant, to speak with it and to be able to listen from it. So it's gonna be very cool for I don't know, using basic features of my phone, like turn on the flashlight, set an alarm, I have an appointment, I need you to recommend me a restaurant, some things like these, directions, these things that are basic. They are going to be really useful. In addition to this, I'm going to download a game. I think the game is gonna be the most important point of all this video, and you're gonna be wondering why. Because the game is special, because if you don't actually understand what the game is trying to tell you and you are not able to answer to the game correctly, or in an accurate way, you're not going to be able to advance. You're gonna get stuck. So the video game actually forces you to understand everything that is being said in the game to continue. So that's why I consider that a video game is the best way that you can use to learn a new language. Well, I was thinking about a Pokemon video game. For example, I was thinking about one of the classics from Nintendo DS or from Game Boy Advance, Pokemon Red Fire and those games, because they have a lot of text and they have a lot of interaction with other players. But I don't know, I'm kind of tired, I'm kind of fed up with these video games of Pokemon, so I'm gonna try to select another game. I think the game that I'm going to select is gonna be Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney is a game that is about lawyers, about attorneys, about prosecutors, about judges. Is a game that is focused in laws, and yeah, it's a little bit fictional. Well, it's not a little bit fictional, it's way too fictional, but it's cool because it has a lot of vocabulary, it shows you a lot of things, and it's like reading a book, but it's an interactive book. So it's way funnier, and you're gonna have a lot of fun playing one of these games. I totally recommend you this kind of games like Broken Sword, Monkey Island, and Ace Attorney. These visual novels or these graphic novels, these kind of point and click games are amazing for you if what you're trying to do is to learn. And I can tell you that because that's the way I learned this language that I'm speaking right now. Last but not least, I'm going to watch a series. In this case, it must be a series that I have watched before. Why? Because I don't know anything about Italian. I know very basic vocabulary and very basic things. So I need to be familiar with the show that I'm going to try to watch. Why? Because if I am familiar with this show, I'm gonna know what is going to happen. I'm gonna be expecting something to happen, so the images are gonna be familiar for me, and I'm gonna know like, yeah, in this part he's trying to say this, and I'm going to try to relate it to the new language. Yeah, you know, it's like I already know what they say in my language, in other language, but I'm going to try to interpret this into the new language. So it's gonna be amazing if you do it this way with a series that you have already watched and that you have watched a lot of times, preferably. For example, The Simpsons is a very good series, because I know that everybody has watched The Simpsons at least more than 4 times an episode. So in these cases, you're gonna have this opportunity to do it. I think The Simpsons is actually a good option for me. So I'm gonna be thinking about The Simpsons to watch in Italian, and also SpongeBob SquarePants. These are the two possibilities that I have for a series to watch in my case. Yeah, what is the idea? The idea is that I'm gonna be uploading a video, I don't know if weekly, I don't know if every 15 days, but I'm gonna try to be uploading videos, constantly updating you about what has happened to me using these tools. I'm gonna use them daily. I'm gonna be doing these things that I mentioned to you daily, and I'm gonna show you my progress with this language to see what problems can I face, and some things like that. Now, because as I told you, I have done this before, so I have experience, and I think it's not gonna be a big deal for me. So yeah, that's it. I think that's pretty much everything. I don't know if I am forgetting something. If I forget about something, I'm gonna be leaving it in the comments, or maybe in the description of the video. And yeah, if you want to know anything about this process, if you find it curious, you can follow my my YouTube channel, and also you can visit SWJ, the website, or you can follow the Facebook page, in which we share a lot of advices if you're trying to learn English or Spanish. In there, we offer this service of private lessons, personal classes. So if you want to take classes with me, if you want tutoring, if you need help with something about, you know, learning Spanish or learning English, you can write a message to us. We have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. You can tell us, and we're gonna be getting in contact to you, like telling you everything about our plans and our process to teach. Yeah, if we can help you with something. So I can see you in classes, and I can give you a little bit of advice. I don't know if you need to prepare for an international exam, if you have to do something specific, we can absolutely help you with those kind of things. Also, I think I'm gonna be streaming some videos playing these video games and showing you how is this process to learn playing video games. That is very cool and it's very curious. So be sure to subscribe and be sure to be following us, because you're gonna see these kind of videos and they are really cool if what you want is to learn a new language. Well, with no more to say, I hope you have enjoyed this video and I hope you like it. Make sure to subscribe and to follow all the SWJ websites and these things, so you can be able to see what happens to me in this process. If am I going to be able to learn Italian or not. This is gonna be interesting. See you in another video, and I hope you have a nice Halloween. Goodbye there.